James, can we start off by just getting your review of the performance at Rangers? Unfortunately, our winning run came to an end. Your thoughts on that, please?
Well, obviously we lost 2-0, so you're disappointed to lose the game. I thought the first half we probably didn't deserve to go in at half-time 1-0 down. I thought we'd done quite well. We probably had most of the territory in possession against Rangers. We had about 7 corners and 3 free kicks in dangerous areas, so we had a lot of the ball. One cleared off the line, but Rangers went up the park and they scored from a corner kick, so it was disappointing to lose the lead in that manner. And I thought we'd done alright by half time. However, the second half we let ourselves down a bit and didn't get on the ball enough, and really defended for most of the second half, and Rangers deserved to win the game in the end, in my opinion.
Well, the last time we lost to Rangers, it triggered off a phenomenal run in form, didn't it? 5 wins in the SPFL Under-20 League and wins galore in the East of Scotland League as well. So you're hoping for a similar response this time around?
Absolutely. I just had a meeting with the players there and said that. It wasn't about giving them a row. I'm absolutely delighted with them this season. They've been a great bunch to work with, and the progression they've made is beyond my expectancy, to be honest. And I spoke to them about where we go now and try and lift it again, and if I can get the same response as we did the last time, having been beat for Rangers, I'll be delighted. So that's the goal. I think every football you're going to get plenty of setbacks and plenty of knocks. It's how you pick yourself up and deal with the next one.
Because of the tragedy that happened at the end of December, just how challenging has the past month been for everybody involved with the Under-20 squad?
I think it's hard to put that in words, to be honest. I mean, I've always realised how highly I think of my players, and that's why they are my players. But when you lose one of them like that, it's hard to put in words. It feels like you've obviously not lost a child, but it feels you've lost somebody very, very close to you. And for all the boys having lost a teammate, it's been really difficult for them. I think we've kind of got on with things, and it's hard to not mention David on a day-to-day basis. You still expect him to walk in, but the boys are getting on with it, and I'm sure it's still well and truly in their mind, and it's obviously going to be hard to win football matches, but they need to try their best and kick on and try and do it for him now.
How beneficial was Turkey, do you feel, in bringing the group back together after that massive tragedy?
I think it was very important. I mean, at the time of going, some people said, "Oh, you shouldn't go," and the boys need their families, and everything was discussed. But it was definitely the right decision. Probably one of the best decisions we made in terms of it all, because the players were able to get back into training, stay together, bounce off each other, lift their own spirits, and I think they had a good time whilst remembering David. I think that was a key 2 weeks, to be honest. And then coming back and playing a game and dealing with his funeral quite quickly. Turkey was definitely the right thing to do.
Academies aren't judged on trophies, they're obviously judged on the amount of players that are promoted into the first team and who carve out successful careers at first team level. So from that perspective, you must be pleased on all fronts so far this season. Definitely.
I think to be sort of at the top of the league and have what we had against Celtic, I mean, Jordan, Foster, Harris, Stanton, Jason Cummins on the bench, Danny Hanlon. But it wasn't just them being involved. I think the performance of Sammy was really good. Obviously Alex got man of the match, but I thought Sammy, in my opinion, was the best Hibs player on the day. To have them playing that well against the best team in the country, and of course the boys that are still trying to get to that level are plugging away. I keep reminding them, and anybody that asks me the question, the fans are probably desperate for Hibs to win the league and things like that, but it's the most important thing is their development and getting them into manager's plans. And even the other night we played Rangers, even at under-20s we could have still had Stanton and Harris and Donaldson's injured within the club. So we've done quite well and probably punched above our weight, to be honest.
East of Scotland resumes this weekend here at the training centre against Burntisland Shipyard. I mean, to a lot of people, because our form, we've been the runaway leaders for most of the season, people think it's all done and dusted, but that's far from the case, isn't it?
I think it's important to point out to these people and the fans that we're actually only a point ahead in the league, and East Houses are obviously a point behind us, but they've not been beaten all season, and they beat us. So they're probably better form than we've been. I mean, we've lost a game and they beat us 4-2, so it's going to come down to how we do in the last 6 games of the season. This Saturday is a League Cup tie, so I think if we can win this one, we can probably go through in the League Cup. The big worry for me is our squad's really stretched now. Obviously we lost David, Cody Mulhall, it's a long-term injury. Callum Crane's just had his boot off from his metatarsal. Sinclair's out for 6 weeks. So it kind of puts us down to maybe sort of 12, 13 outfield players. So there's not a lot to choose from, and maybe 1 or 2 under-17s coming up to feature. And, you know, I think the first team have taken our better ones, so we've kind of lost Jason Cummins to them as well, and Harris and Stanton are up there. So we're quite thin on the ground. So it'll be a big ask of the players now having to play 2 games a week. They'll maybe have to do that for the next couple of weeks till we get 1 or 2 back.
You mentioned it's the qualifying league. How does that all work? Because from my perspective, it's slightly baffling.
Well, there's 4 groups, 5 teams. So the winners of each group go through to the quarterfinals. The second and third place teams go through to the round before the quarterfinals, and they play off to get into the quarterfinals. So it is a bit baffling, it's a bit complex. But so if you finish top 3 in your group, you're going through. If you finish top of the group, you're going straight through to the quarterfinals. So the way it stands, we're probably looking to, if we win on Saturday, we'll probably finish 2nd or 3rd, which is enough to get us through. We would then face Craig Royston the following Saturday with a possibility to go and win the group. But the way I'm looking at it right now, we play Hearts just after that, so there's no way we'll be going to Craig Royston with our strongest team. So our aim will be to try and beat Burntisland on Saturday, and at least finish 2nd or 3rd in the league, and probably send a younger team to Craig Royston the week after.